when you're used to getting love bombed and then so unhealthy comes along, something will feel wrong. And that's because when you're healing, you start to develop healthy ways of showing romantic interest in someone else, and you only want to receive real, genuine displays of healthy affection. If you came from a dysfunctional childhood where you didn't get to witness people displaying healthy forms of love, whether it was giving or receiving, then you might not even know what it looks like. Because what we're shown on TV and movies, that's a romanticized version. It's unrealistic and also sets us up for unhealthy encounters. And what you hear about in music, and again in TV and movies, that a lot of that is really codependency. The way it's displayed, they make it seem so hot and intense. And there might be that initial hit of an emotion at the beginning, but where does it go from there? It's not realistic. That sets you up for a relationship that's going to let you down and probably hurt you, because that's usually what attracts someone to a narcissist. They show so much interest and passion at the beginning, but where does it go from there? Usually to devaluation, then discard. And that's the problem. That emotion at the beginning can be great, but take your time to see if it's real, to see if you're being conned, to see if someone's just acting. It's very hard while you're healing to want to take your time to get into relationships, because love bombing feels great while it's happening to us. You could think, oh, wow, someone finally sees me for me, and I'm so unique. I've always felt different. Here's someone who's just like me. The problem when a narcissist love bombs you is it's not real. They're a chameleon, they're acting, they're just mimicking you, and it fades away. And if you stay long enough, pretty soon you're wondering, who even is this person? And that's why it's important to go slow. One of my teachers for Tantra, one of his mottos was, the slower you go, the faster you get there. And I really think that there's a lot of truth to that. Getting love bombed feels really nice. But when you're healed or at a higher stage of your healing journey, you realize it feels wrong. It just feels weird and you just want to shut it down. But during that process of healing, when you're slowly weaning off it, when you're not being love bombed, it can feel kind of empty. You might not even truly believe the other person is interested in you. So that's why it's important to learn healthy ways of displaying affection and also responding to it and receiving it. The reason why I liked being love bombed so much was because I had a fear of rejection. It sucks getting shot down when you go up to someone, show interest in them, and they put you down. And I'm just thinking of a random person for this example. If you've known someone for a while, and then you develop feelings for them and express them, and they don't feel the same way, that could definitely hurt if it's not handled well. Most people desire real love. And if it is real love, it will stand the test of time. And that's why it's good not to be love bombed at the beginning. You really get to know the person. You see their pros and cons and their flaws, and they see yours. And that's when you can decide if you really want a relationship with this person. If you've seen them for all they are, they're good and they're bad, and then you want to pursue it, that's a good spot to be in. And then if the other person doesn't make the first move, that's when you can decide whether you want to. A lot of images and movies and songs just show the passion and desire. And that's great. It's amazing to have that. But you want the type that can be sustained. If it's going to fizzle out, that leads to horrible situations. And the best way to do this is just really get to know your potential partner slowly over the long course of time. Because how many times have you known someone, maybe showed interest, but nothing really happened? Then down the road, even like a year or two later, you don't even really recognize the person anymore, and you're not interested in really spending time with them anymore. And that's okay if you're in that situation where nothing happened, because it's easy to just drift away. But imagine if you're stuck in a relationship with them and that one of you has changed, and that's an awkward conversation and can be easily avoided and could lead to some feelings being hurt or one of the people not feeling the same way. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's natural. If it's a stranger and you got shot down, chances are that person wasn't meant to be in your life and the universe just saved you from something. If it's someone you've known a while and you put your interest out there and it was turned down, it's okay. And how that person reacts will show a lot about them. If they're still able to be understanding and show compassion, you could still have them in your life. It'll go forward and the bond will probably be all the stronger for it. But if they get all weird and get pissed off or upset or disgusted, well, it shows you that side of them, and maybe that interaction was supposed to come to close anyways. And that's why it's a good practice to be able to handle rejection, to say how I feel, and if the person doesn't feel the same way, that's okay. I don't have to take it personally, as long as I respect their decision to reject me or turn me down. That's okay. That it wasn't meant to be, and I'll continue my healing journey and then move on. But when you don't get enticed by the love bomb anymore, it's going to feel weird for a little bit because there's going to be a period of uncertainty. Does this person really like me? They're not just professing their love like a fool for me nonstop, 24/7. In reality, that's good. It means they might be healthy. It means they might have a life of their own. Things you definitely want in a potential healthy partner. But that's a good stage, even though you might feel a little uncomfortable not being constantly showed affection to right at the beginning. It's really a good thing in the long run, because see how long them showing that affection lasts. If it's a narcissist, they're going to get tired, and pretty soon they're going to stop and move on. And you just saved yourself from a lot of trouble in that case. When you take your time, you might feel like you miss opportunities, but really it's just preventing you from getting into relationships that you were never meant to be in. And it's saving a lot of your time and your energy. If you want to hear more of these talks, please like, follow, and/or subscribe. If you're struggling with healthy dating and relationships after being a victim of narcissistic abuse, I am offering coaching. Feel free to check out the description for the link to apply to see if we'd be a good fit.